Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today by supporting the Going In Raw Patreon. You can enjoy access to the live taping of the show, exclusive merchandise, and patron-only episodes, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description. Hey friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
So yesterday we counted down the best John Cena matches ever.
Here are the worst.
These are the top 10
10
worst.
of them.
Yeah, the top 10 worst John Cena matches. Humiliating Michael Cole. The Michael Cole heel turn was one of the biggest travesties in the past 5 years of pro wrestling. Pure and simple. It was awful. It made our ears bleed every time he had to do commentary on a match and play heel at the same time. We'd more or less simply like to forget about it.
But given this is a list about the worst John Cena matches, we have to mention that Cole fought Cena on the June 2012 episode of Raw. Okay, it wasn't a real fight, it was more public humiliation.
Yeah, and a totally unnecessary one at that. Cole was stripped down to his undies, got doused in JR's barbecue sauce, and had to eat an AA even after Lord Tensai ran out to interfere in the match on Cole's behalf.
Like, I know that Cole was a heel back then, and a really obnoxious one, but watching super good guy Cena essentially bully Cole was uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
I'm honestly surprised John didn't give him a wedgie or a wet willy or something.
Purple Nurple. Man, I hated those. You know what that is, right? It's when someone comes up to you and pinches your nipple hard as fuck. Don't do it. Do not do it. WrestleMania 21! JBL, SmackDown's longest reigning world champion, was perfectly capable of having a good to great match back when he was main eventing the blue brand. But this was not that.
WrestleMania 21 had its memorable moments, but surprisingly, John Cena's first world title victory was not one of them. The match was fairly boring, and it was brief, only lasting around 11 minutes.
The most exciting thing about it was the fact that real $100 bills featuring JBL's face on them came falling from the rafters on the WrestleMania audience. I know, I was there, and I got a free real money featuring Bradshaw's face that day.
I'm pretty sure that wasn't real money.
That's nonsense, Larson. I was able to use that money to buy nachos and hot dogs during the HBK Kurt Angle match.
You went to the concession stand during arguably the best match of the show?
Best match? I was there. I got to see Big Show versus Akibono live. It was a sumo match. That was the best match. You don't know, you weren't there. SummerSlam 2014. John Cena and Brock Lesnar don't exactly have a great track record when it comes to quality matches.
And although the shock value of SummerSlam 2014's main event was something to behold, Brock Lesnar literally squashing John Cena for 16 minutes didn't really make much sense.
No, it didn't. John Cena is the most leveled up superstar the WWE has, save for maybe the Beast Incarnate. So Brock taking Cena to Suplex City was just perplexing. We get it. You want to make a beast out of Brock Lesnar, but there has to be some amount of logic to it. Cena had already beat Brock in an Extreme Rules match in Brock's first pay-per-view match back in 2012.
Granted, Brock had dominated Cena during the entire match until Cena pulled a Super Cena and pinned Brock after some strategic use of some foreign objects. But still, it's Cena. It's kind of confusing.
Yeah, it was just confusing. It would have made much more sense for Brock to establish his dominance this way by suplex sitting like the Big Show or something.
Well,
Be like, whoa. Hell in a Cell 2015. You know, I really hesitate to call this match truly bad. You could tell the newly returning Alberto Del Rio, fresh off a great run in Lucha Underground, and looking fantastic, mind you, was into this match.
but US champion John Cena, who was set to take some time away from the ring to shoot the reality show American Grit, seemed like he checked out at some point between leaving gorilla position and sliding into the ring. As we stated in our Best Cena Matches episode yesterday, John can make someone look great when he puts them over.
But yeah, that didn't happen this time. His apparent give zero fucks attitude was compounded by the fact that, up until that point, pretty much every one of Cena's US Open Challenge matches had been great. I mean, his match against Sami Zayn on Raw almost made the best matches list.
And Del Rio is a really good wrestler who's capable of having quality matches. Regardless, whatever rub Del Rio may have gotten from his surprise return and win over Cena was instantly wiped out by this lackluster affair, and within a matter of months he was back toiling in the mid-card before recently being released.
Then Del Rio did the ultimate job by getting stabbed outside a restaurant in San Antonio by an alleged homeless person. WrestleMania 20! I'm not sure how long we really need to rant about this one. It was the Big Show. Has he ever even sniffed a 5-star match outside of the amazing monster car match he had with Hogan at Halloween Havoc 1995?
Are you joking?
Maybe, I don't know. Monster car match, that was pretty cool.
This felt like it was simply a necessary match on Cena's path to top wrestler status in the WWE, a WrestleMania showdown with The Big Show, who at the time held the US title.
It's pretty amazing how quickly Cena climbed the ladder from there. Just 1 year later, he was main eventing against Bradshaw for the WWE Championship. I will say this though, getting The Big Show up for the AA, or as it was called back then, the fuck you.
FU.
Sorry, the FU, was pretty impressive. And he was insanely over because he employed heel tactics like knocking The Big Show out cold with some brass knuckles before hitting the AA or the FU, whatever.
He should really start doing that again.
Yeah.
It's not like he needs it because he's Super Cena, but maybe just for fun. Like he could tease a heel turn to all us internet wrestling nerds and get us all worked up and then swerve us and be all like, nah, I'm still a good guy.
I'm actually a good guy.
I'm still Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect, John Cena.
Damien Sandow denied! Damien Sandow may be one of WWE's biggest missed opportunities in recent years. Before getting himself over huge as the Miz's stunt double, Sandow played a fantastic heel and won one of 2013's Money in the Bank ladder matches. The intellectual savior of the masses seemed poised for stardom.
But that all changed on October 28, 2013 when Sandow cashed in his contract on Raw. After working over Cena's injured left arm before the match even officially started, with his leather-bound briefcase and a steel chair, and continuing his assault on the appendage during the match, it ended up not being enough.
After destroying Cena's limb, Sandow delivered the "You're welcome," and we all held out hope that maybe, just maybe, Sandow would pick up the win and establish himself as top heel.
But of course, Cena kicks out, and shortly thereafter, with only one functioning arm, drops Sandow with an AA and retains the title. Super Cena had struck again.
Now, Sandow's in TNA.
His name's Aaron Rex.
Yeah. Unforgiven 2007. It stands to figure, out of the millions of times John Cena has fought Randy Orton over the last 14 years, a few of them would have been stinkers.
Can you name one great Orton-Cena match?
Okay, correction. Probably most of them have been stinkers, but his match against Orton at Unforgiven in 2007 for Cena's WWE World Title was unforgivably bad, because it was just Cena punching Orton until he got DQ'd for punching too much.
This led to a last man standing match at the following pay-per-view, but that never happened because Cena tore his pec off the bone during a match with Mr. Kennedy and had to vacate the title.
That wouldn't be the last time we saw these two have a crapfest match either. Their SummerSlam 2009 encounter was terrible as well, due to creative overbooking the shit out of it. There were stops and restarts and stops and restarts left and right to keep Cena looking strong while letting Orton retain his WWE Championship.
It's weird, you think, with the history these two have, that there would be at least one huge feud between them that would lead to a classic match or two.
I know!
But no, it's just been a lot of mediocre or bad crap.
Their matches are the equivalent of somebody taking a shit in a duffel bag. I love that story, I'll never get old. WrestleMania 27! We feel really bad saying this because we absolutely love The Miz's work right now, and he was really nice in that interview we did with him. He is without question the best pure heel the WWE has going at this moment. That said, he probably had no business main eventing WrestleMania 27.
Well, the quality of that match for the WWE title, or lack thereof, did have a lot to do with shoehorning The Rock into the proceedings.
That's true.
This match was just the kickoff of a 2-year program between the Great One and Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, Respect. Can't blame The Miz for that. I actually didn't think Miz was a terrible champion. I thought it was funny that he modded the spinner belt so the WWE logo was upside down, so it was just, you know?
Yeah, I know.
An M
I know.
for Miz.
Yeah, I get it. So yeah, The Miz ended up dropping the belt the following month, and Cena and The Rock had 2 mediocre WrestleMania main events the following 2 years, and that indirectly sort of torpedoed CM Punk's career too.
I don't think you'll ever get over that.
Nope, I won't. SummerSlam 2010! The Nexus storyline of 2010 had so much potential. A group of new superstars led by Wade Barrett, fresh off the first season of the original NXT, tried to make a name for themselves by laying waste to the WWE's biggest star, John Cena.
Their Raw debut was memorable. The entire group came out to interrupt a match between Cena and CM Punk and destroyed everything in sight, including announcer Justin Roberts' throat, which was crushed by Daniel Bryan using Roberts' own necktie.
The message was clear. This new faction was a real threat, unpredictable and vicious, and their ringleader, Wade Barrett, was a force to be reckoned with.
Unfortunately for Barrett, John Cena was a force to be reckoned with backstage, and he basically no-sold the rest of their feud. The SummerSlam blow-off match in 2010 was an exercise in how to bury a great angle. The main event featured Team WWE, which included team leader Cena, his current housemate Daniel Bryan, Edge, Y2J, Bret Hart, R-Truth, and Johnny Mundo, facing the Nexus.
According to Edge and Jericho, the original plan was to put Wade Barrett over, thereby establishing a new, strong heel. But Cena allegedly said, and rebooked the end to put himself over as a lone survivor after pinning 2 Nexus members himself.
It wasn't John's best moment. It illustrates just how crappy pro wrestling can be when backstage politics get in the way of a good story.
Do you think Cena said to Wade, I'm afraid to go with some bad news?
Or he did Stone Cold's.
Over the Limit 2012. John Laurinaitis is, frankly, a legend in the history of professional wrestling. As Johnny Ace, he pioneered the Ace Crusher, which has been modified over the last 20 years as the Stone Cold Stunner, the Diamond Cutter, RKO, and Ember Moon's crazy top rope spinning stunner thing.
Cena has used a really bad springboard stunner.
Yeah,
and it's absolute crap.
But after Johnny Ace retired in 2000, he became an important member of the WWE's front office. In 2012, he carried that role over on screen as a clueless, feckless authority heel figure, clashing with CM Punk and John Cena.
His character has some funny moments, like when he was in a lark.
Yeah.
But by and large, it was bad. And nowhere was this more evident than when he fought his future potential stepson-in-law, John Cena, at Over the Limit 2012.
What's probably most inexcusable about the match, beyond the fact that Cena was fighting a guy 20 years his senior, was that they didn't even let Johnny Ace get off an Ace Crusher. Nor did they get his old dynamic dude tag partner, the franchise Shane Douglas, to run in and help.
That's probably because Shane burns bridges everywhere he goes.
That's what's alleged, sure. It was a terrible mockery of a match and had no business headlining a pay-per-view, unless they let him get off an Ace Crusher. If they let him do that, that would have been a 10-star match. Yeah, believe it. So there you go, the worst John Cena matches ever. Let us know what you guys think in the comments.
And watch our video on the best John Cena matches. We did it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's up. His time is up. His time is now. Don't act like you can't see it.